many of us carry weights and to create a new narrative for ourselves. What are you focused on? Because what you're focused on, it grows. It becomes bigger and bigger in your life. But when you focus on the negative, that's what's going to grow. When you focus on the positive, that's what's going to grow. And the more emotions that you attach to each one of these areas is going to make it bigger than the other one. You'll see that within your whole life, that all the different stages that you've been through and how you've grown and how you become a bigger, better person will always be action on your part. The beginning stage is always going to transform your life into a new one because that's what you're planning. That's what you're doing. So let's take back control of your life. Take back control of your life's operating system by controlling your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. And doing this will ultimately control your life. But how do you do that? How do you really take back control of your life? You begin by reflecting on the past things that you've been through. You begin by taking a moment, closing your eyes and looking back and going, okay, what are the things that I've been through? How do I think about myself? What routines do I do now that I didn't do before? Maybe I'm quick to anger. Maybe I'm frustrated. Maybe I'm quick to sadness. When you can know this and acknowledge it, that's when you can begin to change it. But if you don't look at these emotions, you don't know what you're feeling or doing because it's just so routine, it's not going to change. It's not going to shift. What did those past failures, those setbacks create in your mindset? Did it create that limiting belief that's holding you back? Again, what do you think about yourself? Do you think that you can achieve the things that you want? What do you think about your personal reality? Where do you want to go in your life? Do you think you can make it there? What about others? Are you encouraged that others are going after the goals that they want? Or are you frustrated that people are getting the life that you are hoping for? These are different thoughts that we think. These are different emotions that we put within our lives, and it limits us. It doesn't limit others. The journey of breaking free from PTSD begins with the courage to confront your past and determine to redefine your future. You have to have the determination and say, look, I know my life. I know where I want to go with it, and I'm going to be in control. And this is my plan, and this is my purpose. Embracing growth and self-compassion are the key ingredients to redefining our lives. We must acknowledge that we can not only redefine our lives through our past actions, but we redefine them through our future actions. The things that you've done in your past, they can't be changed. The things that you've gone through in your past, it can't be erased. It can't be altered. But your future, my friend, that's in your plan. You can begin to shift your life just by shifting what you're looking at, just by shifting on what you're thinking about, just by shifting the actions. Because if you look at your life's operating system, which is your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, you begin with a thought. You begin with going, okay, what do I want in my life? Where do I want to go? Where do I see myself in 5 years? And you do this positively. You do this pointing in the right direction. But if you're not looking at it positively, how's your life going to shift in a positive manner? Because you attach emotion to those negative things. You attach emotion to those positive things. And that's when you begin to see it differently. Because your actions will follow through. But if you don't take responsibility for your life, if you don't say, look, I'm responsible for how I want my life to go. I can make the shift and I'm going to transform it. But I have to be on purpose with it. I have to be the one that goes after it. It's a personal choice to stay in your suffering. It's also a personal choice to get out of it. These are the choices that you have to make every single day. Embrace self-compassion by forgiving yourself for the mistakes that you've made. And begin to treat yourself with kindness. that event that happened to you, my friend, isn't who you are now. You made a mistake. You're not a mistake. But oftentimes we think that a single mistake is who we are. You gave emotional power to an event or a person, and now it's your responsibility to take it back and say, look, I gave that power away, but now I'm going to keep it. And when you do this, you begin to cultivate a growth mindset, believing in your ability to learn, to change, and grow beyond any past circumstances. And my friends, when you cultivate this mindset, when you're doing this within your life, it's something that you need to do every single day. It's a daily activity. If you feel that you're going to get past what you've gotten past without working at it, my friend, you're going to be stuck. You have to know that every single day, this PTSD journaling is going to be a lesson for you. It's going to teach you. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have amazing days. You're going to have moments that are absolutely awesome and moments that really try to break you down. But over time, these begin to shift. I remember back when I was going through my growth spurt, there were times that days, weeks, even months that I was going through such a negative suffering mindset until I had that moment of clarity and said, look, enough's enough. And now, 10 years later, 11 years later, I don't have days. The most I might have is an hour, maybe a couple hours that I feel depressed, and I work at it to get it out. And that's rare. Normally there are moments, and I change my thought pattern, I change what I'm doing, I change my actions, and then I begin to change my life. In the depths of PTSD, the greatest act of liberation is choosing to believe in the possibility of a new chapter, where you hold the pen and write your story. Setting new goals and taking action and going after that life you want, that's when you're going to transform. Because now that you've released the weight of the past by doing, focusing on your future and building your future, it's time to set those new goals. It's time to go after the things that you want and be really intentional at it. Don't just wait for them to happen. But my question for you right now, my friend, is what is your end goal? What is that you want to achieve? And you're not allowed to use the word don't while you build your future, because this is going to limit you. So an example would be like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. You can't use that because your mind doesn't know the difference. You want to say, I want to live a life fulfilled. And you break it down. How do I want to live my life fulfilled? What adventures do I want to have? Where does my happiness come from? What do I have to do in my life to live that life I want? And this is how you do it. When you can identify what you want to achieve and create that roadmap to get there, you begin to break it down into small, manageable steps. Now on my website, ptsdtransformation.ca, I have a free PDF that is all about setting smart goals. So go on, check it out, download it, it's free, and begin to create the goals for your future. Remember, your past doesn't dictate your potential. You have the power to shape your future through your actions, through the things that you do. Healing from PTSD isn't about erasing the past. It's about reclaiming your present and building your future that reflects the strength and resilience that you've discovered within yourself. But you can't discover things like that without going after them, without paying attention, without creating that life and looking back and saying, okay, where do I need to adjust? What do I need to build? Embrace the journey and celebrate the progress. This is one thing that we all forget to do. And it's important to embrace the journey, right? Acknowledge each small win that comes into your life and say, look, I'm so grateful that I was able to go through the experience, but I'm so grateful that I hit my milestone. You create milestones on your roadmap. It's like when my wife and I and my family were traveling, we traveled across the USA in our trailer one year. And I had milestones. I said, okay, we're going to travel for 4 hours and we're going to be stopping at this campsite. And we're going to do it for 2-3 days, and then we're going to move on to the next one. Those were my milestones. And when I set my goals, I know what my milestones are, because I can then begin to create that success and say, okay, look, where do I want to, where do I see, if you're looking at a 1,000-page book, are you looking at the end going, oh my gosh, flipping through the pages going, this is going to take me forever? Because then it will, and it'll probably break you down. You'll never make it. But if you look at something like that and say, okay, my goal is to make it to the next chapter, to the end of this chapter, that's achievable. That's probably like 30, 40 pages. So you read and you get to the milestone. You're like, yeah, I made it to the end of chapter 1. And that's what this is. This is a journey in your life. You're just making to the end of the next chapter. And then, my friend, you get to rebuild the next one and rebuild the next one. If it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go, remember, it's a continuous process of growth and transformation. When you enjoy the journey, you create a future that is true with your potential, true with the life that you want. You have to embrace the power of redefining your future. You have to know that every day is an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to go after that life you want. So take a moment right now and just reflect on the things that I've talked about today. Take a moment to see where you want your life to go and create that. Remember, your past doesn't define your future. Your strength within you from the past event does. The power to break free from the grip of PTSD lies within you. Embrace your inner strength and rewrite the narrative. And let your future shine with hope and possibility. And remember, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.